I'm back Sunday morning, and yeah, I've been sick this weekend. It kind of sucks, but got a stack of books over here. I'm gonna make a video for you guys, so let's just get into it. Here we go. All right, comic book junkies, here's your Sunday morning video. We got Sparkler Comics number 37 from 1944 with a Byrne Hogarth cover. And I got this off my comic shop for $43 shipped. It had a spine roll on it, and I pressed it, and it's a pretty nice copy. And it's a great cover with I love these underwater covers that have this green water, because I got another one up you're gonna see. So we're in the comic room, we're drinking some Coke, and I hit my local LCS yesterday, the best store in Central Florida. It's in Gainesville, Florida. And he just bought a bunch of Golden Age, bunch of bronze, bunch of silver. He doesn't sell new comics. It's a small shop, and he has an array of back issue. I mean, vintage, old stuff, great prices. He had several Captain America Adventures for $30 to $50, and of course some higher. He had pre-codes. He had this beautiful one. I could probably show it here. Weird Adventures for $200. I don't think I'm gonna pop in there this coming weekend and put some money down on that, and maybe put it on layaway, because it's just a great book and it's really hard to find. Grand Slam Comics 1945 number 50. I think this might be the last issue. And another great underwater cover. I forget who that hero is on the cover right there, but this is a Canadian white comic, and I won this in an auction years ago. They had a bunch on them. They had a couple of superhero ones. Those went for big money, and I lost out on those. But I fought to get one of them. I actually got two high-grade issues. This is one of the ones I got. You can see the other one over there next to that Popular Comics called Freelance. But these, you rarely get them in kind of condition like this. They're always, I had many of them, and they're always falling apart, especially the ones that have the superheroes on them. They have loose pages, torn, and because the paper quality wasn't very well. It wasn't very good. So that's two Golden Age. We got another. I guess we're starting out with some Golden Age. But I got a bunch of books in here, a little bit of stack that I bought from the shop. I went down there just specifically to buy standard size Mylar. And when I was checking out, guys, he had 2 boxes with stacks of raw Bronze Age Marvel and DC for $3. I put that Mylar back like so fast you wouldn't believe. And I bought a bunch out of that. And there was a bunch of stuff that I had that was in there but I was like, I'll buy this again for $3. So I'm going back. And he said there was much more books there they hadn't brought out yet. He had stacks behind the counter he was going through and pricing. I went through and grabbed 2 issues out of them. You'll see that coming up. But we got WoW Comics number 4 featuring Scarlet and Pinky. I think this might be a first appearance in here. This is from 1941. Yep, first appearance of these characters right here. So first appearance of Scarlet, first appearance of Pinky. Pinky the Whiz Kid, man. What a name. But they don't have any superpowers at all. They just basically jump out a window, put on the costumes, and then jump back in the window and start fighting the bad guys. It's hilarious. But it's definitely Golden Age awesomeness. Glad to have that baby in my collection. I don't even remember what I paid for that. I don't have it on there, but there he is, Pinky. This is a book that I couldn't believe that I got. I paid up for this. I paid just a hair under $200 for this thing, but it's a pretty tough book, and it's an interesting book because issue 2 is a different title, and this issue. So issue 2, the premise is they didn't know if there was an issue 1. Well, Sharp Comics is issue 2, so this I believe you can only surmise that the studio did not have the issue ready for a deadline. So none of these characters on the cover are in this issue, but they're all in issue 2 of Sharp Comics, which I do have. And I had to pay up for that one too. But let's look at this because this is one of the great covers. Look at this. We got horror. We got bondage. He's got a flamethrower right there. Then of course we got the hero pioneer over there. But it's just a great cover. This is a book that I knew about for like well over a decade, and just never thought that I could own it. It's just one of those books that I pick up when I see it here off the wall, and I'm like, I cannot believe I own this. I'm sure we all have books like that in our collection. So Lucky 7 Comics. And this is from 1944. Scarce issue believed to be the elusive issue 1 from Sharp Comics. Great cover. I love that apparatus right there. It's like a vacuum cleaner flamethrower. Let's take a look in here. I don't think this one has any cool stuff in it because, I don't know, because they didn't have it ready for deadline. They don't have the superhero story in here. But look at this back cover. Smashing book offer. Yeah, I manhandle my books, guys. So yeah, sometimes I damage them. But you know what? It's well worth the experience. I want to hold these. I want to experience them. I want to love them. I don't want to be like, oh no, I got to put white gloves on, or I can never touch them, or nothing. So here's an interesting one. Argus, Case of the Lost Puppy. So like I said, this one doesn't have anything really stand out in it. It's the cover. That's the major beauty on this thing. Oh, here's one. This looks pretty cool. So I got a lot of comments that people say you like me showing the interiors. Here you go. That one's pretty cool. Punch Powers. I have not read this yet. Diagram of Space Comer. So yeah, like I said, I don't think. Oh, I guess it's not that bad either. Look at this one. Dash Darwin. Tell me in the comment section, did you grow up watching the serials of Flash Gordon? Do you know who Crash Corrigan is? I remember watching that all the time. Usually on a Sunday afternoon growing up. So pretty cool. Fishbowl helmets. Yeah, I've been sick all day, sitting on the couch, falling asleep, watching movies, playing with AI music when I wake up. So that's Lucky 7 Comics, 1944. And that's it for the Golden Age, guys. Okay, so what do we got? We have a Marvel Tales, number 86. And I'll pick these up when they're in dollar bins in this kind of higher VG condition. I'll grab them. Because why not? They're Bronze Age. You just can't leave it. Great way to read the Silver Age Spider-Man issues. I think I have this issue though. But still, there's little nuances in these books, like blurbs and those bullpen pages. I don't know. Sometimes there's letter pages and cool little things that, you know, they don't appear in the original issue. So that's another reason to pick these up out of the dollar bin. So that's from 1977, number 86. I always liked this. I forget what they call it, the spider, whatever. I thought the story was really good. Jane Jonah Jameson was controlling it from his office. So I had the full storyline run up to the breaking of the bat. My cousin gave them to me in a binder, and none of the issues had ever been read. They were like, and They were all pristine. I don't know where he got them, but they were all high grade 9/8s. So I traded them all in with some stuff, and went down to get Mylar, and I think I grabbed 2 books. I don't even remember what books I got. I think I showed them already. But I got $30 out of the trade. I was shocked. I thought I was only get 20. But I kept this one. Excuse me. I already have it, but it's just a great Batman Kelly Jones cover. And I love Kelly Jones. He has some really good covers. I think 85 to 90% of the covers he did on this Batman run were really good. Some of them were a little too far out there for me. But this one has a great Poison Ivy. Yeah, she's looking pretty good right there. And I love how he did the ears. I tried to get AI to do these ears like that on my character, and I could not. I spent an hour trying to describe them, and AI wouldn't pick it up. So this is $4.95. I think this is the one right before the Breaking the Bat. So I did trade in the Breaking of the Bat issue because I already have it. And guys, there was some great Kelly Jones covers out of them that I just wanted to keep, but when I looked inside the interior art, Jim Aparo at the time, it was so horrible. Even the Breaking of the Bat issue, the art is just so bad. It's so bad. I kept this one because it was signed by Doug Monk. There's the COA. And it's a nice high-grade copy. Of course, you can see a signature right there. And it's got the Joker. Number 491. No, I thought this was a great story. One of the best Batman storylines for one simple reason. When they introduced Azrael into the story, it blew me away. And then when he put on his Batman costume with those razor blade darts and stuff like that. Oh man, I was like, this is the greatest Batman ever. It's like Iron Man's armor with Batman underneath. And I actually liked it much better than Bruce Wayne's Batman. I mean, even today, Azrael and the Batman outfit that he had with the grappling hook that came out of his wrist, the darts, the razor sharp darts and everything, and the brutality of the character, I would pick that up if they brought him back right now because I just love that Batman. I don't know. I might have shown this book. I'm not sure. I had it out there with the books that weren't shown yet. So this is one I've been wanting for years and just never found it anywhere in the wild. This is a Neal Adams cover, and let's take it out. It's a wraparound cover. Guys, this reprints all the great Golden Age stories. So you have a Neal Adams cover, then inside you have Superman by Al Plastino, Dr. Fate by Howard Sherman, Hawkman by Sheldon Moldoff, The Black Condor by Lou Fine, The Spectre by Bernard Bailey, Starman by Jack Burnley, and The Ray by Lou Fine again. This is a killer book. I love this. This actually reminds me of, I'm going to pause it and show you. All right, I'm back. But before I show you what this reminds me of, we're going to take a look inside. Because we have some fantastic art in this. And there's a Batman one that I don't have yet. Every time I see it in the wild, people want $50 for it. And I'm like, I'm not paying that. Matter of fact, my local LCS had it there for a while. This is great stuff in here. I have not read this yet. And I have some Starman Golden Age issues. I do have one Spectre, More Fun Comics. I mean, it has the classics in here. This may be the first time they were reprinted, though, too. That's another allure. Dr. Fate. That's a great splash. And then your last Superman right there. I paid $12 for this. You can see the cover starting to come off right there. But at the flea market several years ago, and I don't know why I don't have these in bags. These should be in bags. I think I have some bags for these. Oh, because these are bigger than the treasuries. That's why I don't have them in bags. But it reminds me of these Steranko History of Comics. Now, this is issue 1. Now, this was something I knew as a kid. They had this at the library, and I used to check it out. Never thought I could own it. And, you know, kind of lost track in my mind of it. And then one day at the flea market, the guy had it. I forget what I paid for it. But the only thing I don't like about it is it's a lot of comic history, but it's all like textbook interiors. There's not very many pictures. And it gets pretty deep. So it's like textbook type. It can get daunting reading this. But it is fascinating. It is fun. I think I've got halfway through this one. He was supposed to do a DC one, and he never got around to it. But here's issue 2. You could see the detail. It's great. Look at that. That might make a great thumbnail right there. Let's see how we do that. Your Sunday morning comic show. Anyways, yeah, Steranko's a master. Great Batman. Look at this. Blonde Phantom. Man, I might have to move that one as the thumbnail right there. So there's those. That reminds me of those. And we haven't even got into the comics that I purchased this week. Well, here's one of them. No, let me do the big books last. I mean, they're not huge books, but I got some bigger books. And he had some great $2 books too, which I put a bunch back. Okay, so and I got a Golden Age book too that I bought online. So I got a tip. Wife, we got the house bought, so the wife's giving me some leeway on buying stuff. So I got this. $3. Didn't have this issue. 1977, number 62. Gil Kane cover. Spider-Man and Miss Marvel with the scroll, Super Scroll. Cool issue, didn't have it. I had this one. It's a bit of an upgrade for me. $3, but this is first time that John Byrne draws the X-Men. Couldn't believe that was in there for $3. So Team Up number 53, January 76, I believe. Oh, guys, and there were some gems in there. We're going to get to them. Some really scarce Marvel books. Oh, yeah, I forgot about those. Ooh. Okay, so this is a 3-part story. I do have part in the middle part already, and they had it there, but I was limited on funds. So I got number 8 from 1977, Peter Parker Spectacular Spider-Man with Morbius on the cover. Who does that cover? Oh, that's Paul Gulacy. It's a pretty decent cover. I wish the fist wasn't so big, but Gulacy's a great artist. And only one can survive. So there you go. So I got some good Marvels, man, babies. Yes, I did. All right. Peter Parker Spectacular. So I have number 7 already. They had it, but I might go back and get it next time. And this is number 6, again with Morbius, Human Torch. This reprints the fight between Spider-Man and Human Torch, representing the Wall Collar Classic. Spider teams up with the Human Torch. Okay, where was this classic at? So I'll have to check that out. Okay, so here's some rare. I can't believe these were in there for $3. So up next, number 47, July 76, a 30-cent price variant. Yes, those things are hard to find. Every time I find them, they are so low grade. I got one there where it's missing the corner cover on it. But that one was $20. And look at the condition. This one was $3. I was so happy. I looked. As soon as I saw this, man, I quickly looked through. And I could not find another one except for this one. So I do have this issue. This is from 76, but this is a reprint issue, of course. Marvel Tales with the Black Widow. But there you go, dudes. A 30-cent variant. Yes, I couldn't believe it. $3. And he said that they have a whole bunch more they haven't brought out yet. So I'm hoping. And I'm going back. I am going to be back there on Saturday morning. or Saturday afternoon. I have scheduled to go to my granddaughter's because we want to make Christmas ornaments with her. So she's going to be first priority, but I'm going to get to that shop before they close. And I did find another rare DC issue coming up in the $2 bin. But this is the last this is the last $3 book. Marvel Team Up 31 did not have this one. Gil Kane. I think this is John Byrne interiors. Just that screams Marvel Bronze Age, man. Just it looks so sweet. Right? Come on, guys. That's more of a Silver Age, but look at that one. This Bronze Age Marvel stuff. I can't believe it. $3. This is a great shop. I have a video here. I didn't really capture it in the video. I don't know if I'll show it. I didn't capture too much of what's in the box because I had to hold the camera with one hand. But I found this book, and I knew right away what it was from watching Metarog, so shout out to Roger. And I think I may have a copy of one of these, but this is John Byrne's classic. So much more fun. Yeah, I do have another issue, but it has the classic here. So this came out in 1993, and the original issue came out in 95 or 96. So you can see it right here. It says distributed by More Fun. So very cool to find that in a $2 bin in a nice shape too. That's a really hard book to get. So yeah, so I can't think of anything else more to say about that, but glad to find that one. So they had a good run of Spider-Woman in the $2 bin in nice condition. And like I said, I had to put a bunch of books back. So I did pick up this one, and guess what? It's a John Byrne cover. And I was like, this cover stands out among the other 10 that I had. So I said, I'll keep this one. And then when I looked it up, it was John Byrne doing the art. So she looks really sexy there. And you can kind of tell by that face down there that that's John Byrne. I don't know. The Spider-Woman seems a little bit more high caliber for his women than normal, because she looks a lot sexier than most of his females. But later in his career, the 80s is usually when his females, they were cool looking. They just weren't good girl looking. So pick that for $2. Now this was in the $3 bin too. He had a bunch of these, but this is a Neil Adams cover. No, Jim Aparo cover. But great cover with Batman. Superman's a vampire. Phantom Stranger. And there were several issues I had. I put a couple back, so I hope to get those. You know, I love my DC dollar books from the late 70s, early 80s, and this is 78. This is kind of right when they started doing the dollar books. And you can always tell because the 80 pages is the first iterations from 77 to 79. I think they went to 68 pages around 1980, 81 or something like that. But great cover. This is one of those, still in that period where Jim Aparo's art was top notch, Neil Adams level stuff. So great cover. So the bigger books that I got, finally got this one. This is the one I was missing. Origin, first solo, 1978. Joe Staton, Miss Marvel cover, bursted out of the cover of All Star Comics, because that's where she first appeared. Now she's coming over Showcase. And it's just a great, this is one of the classic Bronze Age covers, the ones that really stand out, like, as iconic. So happy to get that. The guy that worked there, I don't remember his name, but we're getting to know each other. We got talking a lot. And he had stacks behind the counter. He was grading them and then putting them in the computer on eBay. And I asked him if I could go through them, and he said, yeah. Really friendly guy. The shop is great. I can't recommend going to the shop enough. But he's like, oh man, you found that one? He goes, if you hadn't bought it, I probably would have bought it. So yeah, I finally got that one. That's a wall book here in the comic room. It's going up on the wall. And then last, this is no key or nothing like that, but it's just a great Ross Andru Green Goblin cover from 1978. Nice, pretty nice condition. Probably a 5.0, maybe 5.5. But I didn't have this one, and having great Spider-Man issues is worth it. So I paid $15 for this one. More than I wanted to pay, but I want some of these classic Bronze Age ones, with the rogue villains on the cover, and this is definitely one that steps up to meet that criteria. Who does this cover? Oh, Ross Andru. And then, like I said, this one I paid $10 for, which I thought was a pretty decent deal. I called up on the way there just to make sure they were open because, Black Friday, who knows, a smaller shop, they might be closed. They want to spend time with the family. I said, any Black Friday? He didn't know who I was at the time when I called. He's, any Black Friday deals? He goes, oh, no. Chet's Black Friday deals are every day of the week. And he's not lying. They are. Okay, so we're on the last book. And it's a Golden Age. It's pre-code, and I got it off eBay. I knew I was getting a tip, so I had this book in my eBay cart, but before I seen it, excuse me, for $9, and it was a pretty low grade 2.5, 3.0. So I'm like, still it had Santa Claus on the cover. And then I looked around, I found another much better copy for $12 and purchased that. So for $14.50, this was from 1954, so definitely pre-code, or definitely Golden Age, with Santa Claus on the cover. Daredevil Comics, number 106, January 1954. And it's funny, this thing's the size of a Silver Age comic, luckily I had one Silver Age Mylar left. Or actually two. One for the DC Dollar book, and one for this one. Because like I said, I had gone to the shop to buy standard size Mylars, which fit Silver Age, and I put them back. So I don't have any here. But that's just a great cover, man. I never saw it before. And you know me, I collect pre-code Christmas covers from the Golden Age, and I'm always looking for them. And this is one that just was never on my radar. So happy to see that. Actually, unfortunately, I looked through it, and Santa Claus does not appear anywhere in the story, but it is a Christmas story, so at least I got that. All right, guys. Well, that's your Sunday morning comic book show. Leave in the comments. Leave all those great comments like you guys always leave. I appreciate all you. Glenn Smith, AWO Comics, Library 88, Surf Blue, Metarog, Jerry the Jitterbug. Who else? Philobox. He's a channel I just started watching. Check out his channel. Oh man, there's so many great James Gallegos, Jackson Roy Kirk, Spinner Rack. I could go on and on. There's so many great people out there, so many great channels, so many great community members. All right, well, cheers to you. Happy holidays. I hope you're doing well. Hope the family's doing well. And look for that Hump Day comic video because it's coming up soon.